Alrighty, guys. So we had a lot of problems with the internet. We had to go down and come back up. We thank you. We hope everybody jumped back in with us. We greatly appreciate your support and everybody watching with us. So hopefully we are back. We are back, guys. I hope everybody starts watching with us again. We are live for the second time today. We are in class. I'm going to copy some text for you, Mr. Ron, for class 118 and 119. We are in class 120 now. 120, Mr. Ron, 120. So much better, don't you think? Yeah. Let me know when you're ready for text from 119. You ready? Alrighty, 119, there you go. And we will be putting that on the live stream, guys, on the live stream. All right, we are in class 120, 120. Let's go back. We're going to get you caught up and let you know what you missed. Sorry, guys. Miss Kembley, if you can get in, does she need a new link to get in? All right, Miss Kembley, hopefully you're in and can put that catalog back up. Please add that catalog to the comments, Miss Kembley. Let's talk about who we just had. In first place in class number 118, we had the TJBA Miss Corina, 112 over 5. Beautiful female. That is a Schulte's Mr. Pendleton out of the Miss T.O. Tina, 86 over 6. T.O. Tina, 86 over 6. That is a female that has produced multiple champions. She's a T.O.
Well, I really
Zone. Let's
believe
listen to the
that
judge.
both these heifers fit first and second. I think they kind of separate themselves from the other heifers, but it's really close between them. The heifer that leads off is so feminine. She's just so nice up through her front. I could change the way she moves off her hind too, but we could say that about the heifer in second as well. They kind of want to shuffle off their hind too. And honey, just go ahead and take her down there by the other one. But both heifers have some things about them that are very good. This young lady's heifer has a little more to her. We get her over there where she belongs. Well, we can talk to him about them a little bit more. The heifer in 3 is biggest, longest, tallest one. Again, she's not wanting to show herself to her best advantage, but this is a big heifer, high performance kind of female. I prefer the two that are a bit more moderate. Then we have a pair of heifers here. The young man's kind of blonde-colored heifer is a lot of body and a lot of shape. She's a little short-strided off both ends. The more lighter-colored heifer right behind her in the middle of this trio, really pretty useful in her kind, just gets a little narrower based when you get behind her. And obviously the heifer that doesn't want to show. I think as she gets broke, you bring her back, she'll be way more competitive. Nice class of heifers, really nice pair to start the class.
Placing class 120 Bred heifers. First place was Amy Chamberlain with Miss E-Tex 211.
Okay, so we had first place went to. We were catching up with the other classes, guys. We were catching up with the other classes, getting you caught up. Oh, thank goodness. Poor Miss Kembley. She's probably 120. You're ready to go. Rock and roll. All righty. So much better, Miss Kembley, don't you think? Whew. We were 5 minutes behind, guys. That was absolutely nuts. It was making us all crazy over here. Well, me. Maybe not. Were you crazy, Ron? Ron's shaking his head no. He wasn't crazy. All righty, guys. We are going to see TJBA Miss Corina 112 over 5 coming back in the arena. As we said, this is a Miss T.O. Tina 86 over 6. That is going to be a Bred and owned because, of course, Claire Jalufka owned that female or owns that female. and produced all of these embryos. So again, really some great bloodlines and some great breeding here. And we love, 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 love everything this female has produced. So many of the CJ and the Jalufkas. So again, some really, really beautiful cattle have been produced by this female. This is her first show, it appears to be. In our second class, our winner was BH, Miss Norma Jean. That's Briar Heichel. Again, that is a female. That is a KH. Frank owes me money out of KH, Miss Scarlet. And that is a female that has not had any champion progeny that we're aware of as far as in the ABBA system. So again, really great to have it in this class right here and winning his class. In our class 120, we had Miss E-Tex. That was Miss E-Tex 211. That was in first place, Miss E-Tex 211. And that is going to be a female that is being shown by Aiden Chambly, sorry about that. And then in second, we had the LNO Miss Minnie Ray 604/5 by Merritt Montalbano. So let's go back to our very first class. So our first was Claire Jalufka. Our second in that class is Bryn Vernon. That is V6. V6 Miss Money in the Bank has already had a championship. She was a champion at the EBBA Junior Show. She was reserve calf champion there. She was also reserve calf champion at the Open Show. So she's already had some championships under her belt. It does not look like the other heifers in this class have had champions under their belt, at least in the ABBA system. Doesn't mean they haven't had some Open champions or some of those jackpot shows, which are so much fun to go to. And so the Miss E-Tex 211, the one at the very end, the oldest female, she is going to be a Mr. CBR 667.
Well, we've had a number of the heifers in this division have been a handful to control, but I really think we've had some nice females, and your champion and reserve are going to come out of your first place winners. The dark red heifer that won the first class, solid, just a good heifer. We'll see if this works a little better. The first heifer just has a nice solid look to her. What we're doing? Try it over here. Okay. I don't know if it matters. How about this? Can you hear me? I think as we look at these three heifers, I think the champion is going to come out of our first place lineup. Didn't work either. And I think the longer we work with the mic, maybe I'll make my mind up. But I like the first heifer quite a lot. Think she's solid. Bigger heifer that wins the middle class. Gets a little awkward for me, just a little upright in her hind leg. And the heifer that won the last class is extremely feminine, very broody. When you get her out on the move, she gets a little short-strided. So it's between 1 and 3, and it's very, very close. I like the extreme femininity of this bigger heifer, though. She'll be champion. Dark red heifer will be reserve.
All right. We have a champion. The champion went to Miss E-Tex 211. Miss E-Tex 211 was our champion, and our reserve champion goes to, and Miss Kembley, I'm going to send you a little link there. Our reserve champion goes to Claire Jalufka with her beautiful female. That, of course, is a female that has produced, the dam of that particular female has produced multiple championships for our good friends, the Jalufkas. So again, we have our champion coming out of the oldest class. It's going to be a cutter. And then our, oh, you know what? This is so cool. The reserve champion is going to be a half sibling to the TJBA Miss Esme, who was at Houston as a champion. So many different champions over and over and over again. Again, super big champion, super good, big congratulations. Now we're going to have a single entry, guys, and it's going to be a good one. Let's listen to the judge.
Single entry will be followed by red heifers calving March through April 2025.
Well, this uncontested heifer really has some quality to her and depth aside. I think it'll be very interesting to get her out here in the champion lineup. She's deep, she moves pretty well, her feet are good, nice heifer, very competitive.
All right, all right. All right, all right, all right. We are love it when things don't work. There you go. Oh, right. We're working again. Sorry, guys. Hey, Tanya Broussard, congratulations. Way to go, Bryn, says people. Sorry we had to restart. That was me. And we are restarted. We have just finished our bred and owned calf champion. We are now in class 123. Ron, I'm going to give you that text for class 123. That was D3, Miss Ruby Rip. D3, Miss Ruby Rip was our class winner there. She was a single entry, but a good one, as the judge said. So D3, Miss Ruby Rip. Carly Goldman was on the stick. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. So again, D3, Miss Ruby Rip. Excuse me? Okie dokie. We're losing the camera, and he is on it. We need to check batteries too. All right. All right, everybody, I am driving the cameras, and I'm not sure which camera's where, so, and I think I know why he's having a problem. We're having a lot of problems. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
This is a really close pair of heifers, and phenotypically when I walk up on them, I like the heifer in 2 the best. I like the way the heifer in 1 walks just a little better, but to me the determining factor was how the udder is starting to form. I really like the way the heifer that wins the class is starting to show you. It just looks a little more motherly to me. I like the power in the heifer in 2, but as her udder looks a little infantile to me as I compare the 2. A lot of quality in both of them, very similar in kind, but some differences that I think need to be talked about. Well, it seems like every class that we have, whether we have just one coming in, that are very, very good individuals. And this January junior yearling is nice. She's made good. She's level in her top line. She's extremely feminine in her head. Very nice heifer. It'll be really interesting to see her out here in our champion drive.
Oye, necesito.
OMG. So in all of this, I missed my girl Dylan won her class. Oh, goodness. Whew. Okay, so she'll be coming back for championship consideration. All righty. So, SGR, Miss Fergie. We're going to talk about this. This is what, the junior division? Yeah, we're in the junior division. Yeah, aren't we? Because it's cap and then it's junior. Yeah. And you know, Miss SGR, Miss Fergie, was she's a Mayhew Mr. Red Trump out of Lady H. Willowroho. She's stunning. She was the 3rd best open red female at the Heritage Show and the 4th best in the juniors. She also was our national junior Brahman Bred Known Show reserve calf champion in this very arena back in 2025. So absolutely beautiful heifer. Again, I think everyone will remember the Lady H. Willowroho and then Mayhew Mr. Red Trump. I love that bull, and he was reserve senior champion or senior champion, I do believe, at Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. I love that bull. He has really produced well and not been used by tons and tons of people, so you don't see lots and lots of them, but they are so very impressive. And then she was actually SGR Miss Madeline, which is a full sister to the SGR Fergie, was the reserve, a grand champion open red heifer. And of course, the Mayhew Mr. Red Trump 110 is the bull, and he is a very special bull and has produced both red and gray with tons of champions. I do remember when the Miss LPC 278 showed at Houston, and that's a HK Miss Visa volunteer.
Well, this may be one of the most challenging classes, and it's good because all 6 of these heifers have very favorable things you can say about them, so hats off to all of you girls, and just really nice cattle. The heifer that leads off, to be quite honest with you, I wasn't going to start the class with her, and the more I looked at her and the more the depth in the body and the ribs she had, I know she's kind of loose-hided, and it probably takes away from her look that we see in these other 2 heifers that are a little tighter-hided. And I know that maybe that's an issue or not, I'm not sure, but I just like her depth, her rib and her body, and she moves very well. I just think she's got a little more power in her. The dark red heifer has definitely got an advantage in just that color pattern and that look. In this judge's opinion, when I look off, I just don't see her being quite as powerfully designed as the heifers really on either side of her, but she's very, very nice in the way she's put together. The heifer with the white belt on her neck is very feminine. I like her head and neck quite well. She isn't as pleasing to me up in her top line, especially when you get up in her loin, down into her hooks to her pins, and that's where I change her. But she's good, she's sound, she's got some quality to her, and that's not to say a thing's wrong really with these next 3. They're good cattle. They've got some muscle, got some shape, just aren't quite in the same league as those first 3, but 3 very, very functional heifers to complete this class.
All right, all right. we are catching back up. Do you have all the class numbers? So 124, 3, 4, 5, and 126. Okay, guys, sorry. Having so many problems with computers. Imagine that. It's just amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching with us. We really do appreciate it. We wish that the smoothness was just a little bit more, but you know how that goes. We have no control. So, again, in class 125, we had HCC Miss Naname, and then we went to V6 Miss Pold Panama 101 and CJ Miss 97 over 4 for the class number 126. Now we're moving into the championship drive, guys, into the championship drive. And we have, in the very first class, D3, Miss Ruby Rip, Carly Goldman of Nome, Texas. Hey, David Miller, thanks for watching. And Cotton Smith. And Jim and Lou Ann Williams. Hey, of V8 Ranch. There you go. Watching the Brahman Journal live stream. We are so glad to invite you in and show you this great arena and all of these amazing cattle. Jamie Linda Rizzo, thank you for watching. Rosie and Company. We really do appreciate everyone for watching. Again, we have the D3 Miss Ruby Rip, Carly Goldman showing. In class 124, our first went to SGR Miss Fergie 016 over 5. That, of course, is Dylan Garrett of Southern Grant, SGR. And then we also have D3 Miss Rosie Rip 68 over 5, which is Adeline Cole, and then we had a single entry, Grayson Hensey.
Well, a good division of
to the
heifers,
judge.
and obviously we had 2 uncontested classes, but both those heifers are very, very good. Our younger class, a pair of heifers that are very similar. They're maybe a bit more moderate in their frame, but boy, they've got some rib and some body, and they come to the ground pretty well. Our 2 singles, just good, useful cattle. I like both of them, but I think the real heat was in that last class. There was a trio. Actually, there was 6 heifers in there that could almost come out here and represented that class. But we're going to leave these 2 older heifers together. Congratulations, young ladies.
All right, so where he went and kept those older heifers together. So we had the V6 Miss Pold Panama 101. Mauricio Rodriguez, thanks for watching with us. We are here at the TJBA show. Of course, the senior yearling red female V6 Miss Pold Panama. She won that senior yearling red female at the 2026 EBBA Extravaganza show, which, by the way, Jim and Luann Williams, we were at. So we were there in the arena. We were the official photographers there, and we really enjoyed being there. And she was also reserve grand there. She was the Red River Brahmin Alliance back in 2025, reserve calf champion. So that is a female that has definitely seen her share of winning. And in second, we went with Claire Jalufka's entry, which of course is the CJ Bar Miss 97 over 4. We're going to be moving into the, that was our juniors, and now we're moving into the senior division of the Reds in the Bred and Owned. Of course, the CJ Bar Miss 97 over 4. She was our 2025 Gulf Coast Classic Brahman Show Reserve Yearling Champion. That was shown, again, just such a beautiful, beautiful female. So, really excited to be here.
Well, the ultimate of feminine here in this class, and a young lady tells me she's in August. Very feminine-headed, very neat to look at from the side view. May get just a little up in her loin where I'd maybe level her there just a touch, but good-footed, good sound move kind of heifer that has some femininity.
Was that the champion? Whoa, okay. It was single entry. It was a champion. So sorry, guys. Did not realize that. I'm looking for another one. And Miss Kembley put up the champion text. All right. we're getting ready to go into the Grand Champion, and I have some messages for you. And paste. Ready for you. We are staying hydrated. Thank you so much for asking. We're trying really hard to stay hydrated. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, we're getting ready to move into our Grand Champion drive here in the Red Females. It is 5 o'clock. Do you have to be somewhere at any specific time? What time does the soccer match start? 8 p.m. Okay, guys, we're going to be watching Mexico play in the World Cup at 8 p.m. So, I am copying and pasting text. Do you need the next set?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, here is the junior. There you go. And then we will follow that up by the senior. Oh, did you already do the junior? Let me get that for you. And now the senior. Oh, right. I hope you guys like that we're doing that way. I think it's kind of cool myself. So, again, coming in, we have the bred and owned red heifer calf, Miss E-Tex 211, Aiden Chambly, and CJ Bar, Miss Corina 112 over 5. She was our reserve calf champion. Then in the second division, that's the junior red heifers. Those were B6 Miss Polled Panama 101, who's already been a champion on more than one occasion, and CJ Bar Miss 97 over 4. Then our senior was uncontested, but a good one, clearly. And that is going to be MN Rebels Brass.
Well, as
Ice
we get
Butter.
our champions out here in lineup, folks, let's give them a round of applause before I pick your champion, Red Brahman. The heifer calves, I'd have to tell you, I like them both, and I think this young lady's heifer that led off that pack is very, very nice. I like her femininity. She's not wanting to behave today, but I think as she gets older, we're going to appreciate her even more. That's an awfully good heifer. And today, as you watch her when you walk, she's just not quite like planting those hind legs quite like I'd like her to, but I think a lot of that's just in how she's wanting to be. But a good female that has a lot of quality. The younger heifer that was reserved to her, a lot of quality in her as well. I like her color. I just think she's pretty useful in her kind. Then we have the 2 yearling heifers that come out of just an awesome class. You could look and go back and maybe switch them around 2 or 3 different ways, and I wouldn't argue with you. But the heifer that won that division, I just thought she had just a little more to her, a little more depth, moves very well. I don't know if you'd be critical of her just not having that deep red color that some of these others have, but you know, you're gift to what the fellow upstairs gives you, so that's her color. But I like her. If I was doing anything, maybe she gets just a little bit upright off her hind two. The heifer that was reserved to her is neat, attractive. I think they're a little bit contrasting in their type and kind, but both high quality. The yearling heifer that was uncontested, or senior yearling, good heifer. She's just in a league where the ones in front of her just have a little more gas in them, and so I think she's neat, feminine, made nice, just like to give her a little more strength. I think the quality, though, lies in this first foursome, and I think you could go either way and be okay. The future will tell you which one's the best when they're in young mothers, but I'm going to stay with the yearlings. The 2 young ladies will have champion in reserve.
Alrighty. So I sent the girls out to see if they could get a better photo of Claire's older heifer. And we'll see what we can get. Are they taking photos right now? No, they're starting in on the next classes. All right, all right, all right. Okay, I think they got something. All right. Sorry, we went and stalked Claire out in the makeup pen and said, Claire, we need a photo of that one. Okie dokie. Very good. All right, guys, it looks like we just finished the reds and we are moving in to the we're moving into the gray Bred gnome. Gray Bred gnome is what we're moving into. I'm going to go check on something with Miss Charlotte. We're getting ready to go to Honduras here in a couple of days. So I'm going to go off the mic, Mr. Ron, and you go from there.
Well, I really think that these two heifers fit together very well. I think they're similar in type and kind. Obviously, one's quite a bit larger for her age than the other, and so that's a give and take right now as far as I'm concerned. But very similar in their kind. I think they fit together very well, and I like them that way. The bigger, deep-bodied kind of heifer in 3 that's just a little ill off her hind 2, probably not quite as youthful looking as those heifers just in front of her, but a good heifer. She's got some things about her you have to like with that depth. Following her with a heifer that gets just a little narrower. I think time's going to tell if she's going to have as much to her as the rest of these. Today she doesn't, but she's young. And so as she matures, that will change. The heifer that completes the class is obviously give this young lady a pretty hard time, but I think as that heifer gets broke, she'll definitely stand up in the class.
All right, we had a winner in our last class. Let me get that text for you, Mr. Iran. There you go, a little text for you to copy. That is going to be V6, Miss Golden, 130, and that was shown by Bowen Vernon. And then TS, Miss New Year's Confetti, Terry Self on the stick from Gilmer, Texas. Moving into the arena now, we have Brooklyn Logan, Sarah Siska, Trace Trant, Mackenzie Driver, and Caston Tip. Who's the judge? The judge is Kevin Jensen. And congratulations, Bryn and Claire. Congrats to both girls, says Madison Roberts. Hey, Courtney, thanks for watching with us. And we are trying to stay dehydrated. Well, no, we're trying to stay hydrated, aren't we? Are you dehydrated? You're a little dehydrated? Where's your water? Okay, you need to drink more. More water. Did Samantha get out of your view? Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Otherwise, we'd have to get rid of her, right? Just kidding. Okay, guys, that was the very, very first class in the Gray Bred and Owned show. And we had V6 Miss Golden 130 in the Gray Bred and Owned show here at the TJBA. And we're having so much fun doing this. Hey, Janice Faye and Michael Remy and Courtney and Karen and Teresa. So glad to see you guys watching. Let us know where you're watching from and what you think of the show. So glad that our internet, I think it's much better now. Don't you think so too, Iran? It's not quite as laggy. You don't think, you think so? No?
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that too. So, TS Miss New Year's Confetti is going to be a BRC Mr. San Antonio.
Mandy Clark says, good luck, Brooklyn.
Good luck, Brooklyn. We're all rooting for Brooklyn. Okay, so in our previous class, Terry Self was showing her BRC Mr. San Antonio 50 out of Miss P.L. Gabriela Manso, 255 over 0, and she was second in her class. She'll be coming back in for a possible reserve champion consideration. Our first in class. Yes, sir.
Jenny's face says, thanks for the information.
You are so welcome. I am sorry. Today has been just a little bit on the tricky side. What with our internet. I don't know if it was, you know what? I think it's because everyone's wanting to watch the World Cup. What do you think, Iran?
Let's say that is the problem.
I think so. It's not us because it's not even our internet. You know, guys, usually we travel. Hey, Bo Harris, thanks for watching with us. And Carlos Pops Guerra. How you doing, Pops? Your sister's in here. Where are you? She's like, I have photos of her from when she very first showed. Okay, the V6 was V6 Mr. Top Gun Maverick out of a Moreno Miss Lady Eureka. And the judge has picked, which one is that?
Okay, both
Let's
these heifers in this class, to me, have a lot of quality to them. I think they move nice. They're made good. The heifer that I've elected to use a little more, just got a little more bone, a little more strength to her, more femininity, more ease of movement, and maybe in the heifer that's in 2. But I think they're sensibly sized, and I think they're very nice in their structure. I think they fit together very well no matter how you like them. They're both good heifers. Big, powerful heifer in 3. I like that about her as I watch her walk, and the way she comes kind of gets a little narrower in her hock and maybe just not as pleasing out her rump structure as those first 2, but a lot of power and a lot of muscle in her. Bigger heifer of the 2 remaining is not made like I'd like her to be made, out her top line and down through her leg. But I think there's enough more performance in her that I'm going to complete the class with a heifer that's probably a bit sounder, just maybe not quite as much of her.
Iran, I'm going to, do you have the text that you need? Do you have 137 or do you have 136? What do you have? Okay, let me give you 137. All righty. We had Mackenzie Driver with her DMD Miss Pearl 124 over 5. And Miss Pearl 124 over 5 is out of DMD Lady Jewel 108 over 3. I have a feeling that's the calf that showed at the side of Lady Jewel. And Lady Jewel's an SNS Omaha 273 over 6. Of course, that's SNS at Satterfield Ranch. And the mama was showed at Houston and was the actually showed at San Antonio, was a champion at San Antonio in the aged seniors, and also was a reserve champion at Fort Worth and multiple championships. So again, DMD Lady Jewel, she is a daughter of AT Miss Nellie 911 over 1. So thanks guys for watching. Karen and Mandy and Tyson and everyone else that's watching. If you observe anyone acting really cranky, they need water. Oh, wow. Dehydration causes, I am just way, way, way too dehydrated all the time. What do you think? I think that I need to drink more water. I was thinking I needed to drink more tequila, but clearly I needed to drink more water. So, Iran, mic off. I've got to take a sip of water. I'm just going to say my whole staff is going to thank you, because now I'm just going to drink a lot of water and I will not be dehydrated, and therefore my entire crankiness will go away. Did you know that, Iran?
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. Do you have 137?
Yes.
Okay. JTB Florence. That is Trace Trant. Wow. That's going to be, I'm going to bet, I know that is. That is Jim Bob Trant's son, Trace Trant, is showing, and he was second in his class. And we sure miss Jim Bob. We lost him during COVID time. So super sad there. All righty. Linda Hensey's watching, and Philip Lori Nunez, and Rayleigh and Justice and everybody else. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. And second in that other class was the JTB Florence 19462245.
Good luck, Caden Cheatham.
Caden Cheatham, Abby Nunez, Baxter Whitworth, Caston Tip. We have Miss C8, Sweet Halo 21/1. We also have Miss TNC Neon Moon, 5C Miss Rebecca, and Miss TR Dusty 993. We're going to go sound off for a minute.
Well, another very good class of white or gray Brahman heifers, and I like both these heifers that are in first and second, and wouldn't argue with you if you switched them, but I think there's just a little more strength in this young man's heifer. She's just got that air about her, like she's got some strength in her. She's not pretty, but she's very functional, and she's strong in the way she's made. I like that about her quite well, and she moves good. A prettier heifer in two. I think she has a little more eye appeal when you just come up on her fast. I think as you analyze some of those, she's probably just a little bit more refined as we compare the two of them. Both very good heifers. They're both going to be in contention, I'd say, here in a bit. 3 and 4, again, useful cattle. I could change the way the heifer in 3 moves off her hind leg. Standing here, there's just a little more depth of rib, just a little more body. That's why she wins. Heifer that's in 4 is very much the same kind, just not quite as much of her.
Right, guys, we're getting ready to go in and see that championship drive here. See the calf championship drive in the gray females. Gray females calf champion drive. We had Baxter Whitworth. I made the, oh, did you? Oh, Reggie Rodriguez made the JTB heifer champion at the Grimes County Fair 2 weeks ago. She is a good heifer. And good job, Reggie. You are an excellent judge, and we are liking this judge too. And everyone is wishing good luck to Caden Cheatham and good luck to Baxter. Baxter just took the big win with his Miss TNC Neon Moon. That heifer of Baxter's won the last class. And then, of course, we had Miss TR Dusty 993 with our good friends, the Tips. That was, of course, Caston Tip. I like to call him the Stick. He's really good. And Baxter's female is going to be a Mr. KB Murdoch out of Triple E, Miss Maria 120. So again, some really great genetics here in these Bred and Owned shows. These kids have done a tremendous job of breeding. Hey, Linda, thanks for watching, and Trish Collins and Karen, thank you guys for watching. We were just talking with Reggie about how he made the JTB heifer, the young Trant boy, Trace Trant. That is Jim Bob Trant's son, and we sure miss Jim Bob. He such a good guy. We lost him during COVID time. So anyway, so we have these 6 heifers out here. We have the V6 Miss, we have the V6 Miss Golden 130. We also have the DMD Miss Pearl 124/5. And then we have the Miss TNC Neon Moon.
Well, a very good division of heifers. And I mean that. The 2 red heifers that come out of there, I should say redder heifers that come out of the first class, good cattle, have some nice things about them, but I think then in the next 2 classes it gets a little rougher and tougher. The young lady that wins the second class, that's a very good heifer. She's strong in her makeup. She looks like a brood cow. She moves pretty well. The heifer that was second to her is extremely feminine, a little more finer, refined inner bone work, but that's 2 very nice cattle. And then the 2 that we just had out here, I just talked about the good things about this heifer that won that class, the strength that she shows, and she's so broody, and she moves good enough for me, and the heifer that was second to her is pretty darn nice. But I think we have 2 that kind of separate themselves, and that's your 2 class winners from 2 and 3. I like the power of this young man that's turning. He'll be your champion. Reserve will be the young lady in the pink.
All right. So our champion goes to Baxter Whitworth, and our reserve champion goes to Mackenzie Driver. And I'm going to say that that heifer that she is showing has been on the stick with her, with the mama, for multiple championships. So super excited to see that. Really glad. So really good all the way around. Hey, Ashley, thanks for watching, and Justice too. Thank you guys for watching. We are in we just had Miss TNC Neon Moon, Baxter Whitworth win, and DMD Miss Pearl 124/5 with Mackenzie Driver was our reserve champion in the calves. So congratulations. In our next class, we're getting ready to move into. We're moving into the 141. Do you really want that though? Oh, I guess you could use it for a little while until, yeah. We're now like keeping up, whereas before we weren't. If anybody has any bug spray, just saying. We need some bug spray really bad. What do you think? Yeah. What is a natural bug spray? Coffee? So we need to drink coffee? Or we just need to sprinkle it around us?
The leftover of the coffee.
Uh-huh. Okay, Ron, turn your microphone on so everyone can know. There's a really bad bug situation where we're sitting, really bad.
The leftover of the coffee,
The grounds.
The grounds.
Mhm.
If you put it in the oven for like 30 minutes and let it dry, then you can turn it, use it like in incienso.
Incense, uh-huh.
Incense, and they will take these bugs out.
Okay, so I don't have any coffee grounds. I don't have an oven. I don't think that we can do this. I think if we just go buy some bug spray, that's going to be our best bet. What do you think?
It's going to be faster.
I think so. I think tomorrow we're stopping at Walmart. Oh, but now you said that, now I want coffee.
But you did ask for a natural
Yeah.
bug spray.
Garlic, maybe? I need more coffee. Now I need more coffee because now I'm thinking coffee. Okay, sorry guys. Whew. All right. No, mine's in the car. SJ, Miss Amazing Eleanor. We have with Sarah, it's right here in front of us. And then we have TLK, Miss Rose 108, Leanne Kirchner, Miss BER something Royal 153. That is, of course, is Jackson Smith. Looking good, Jackson. Then we have Miss TK Remy 11. That's Tylee Bowler. And Miss TR Tilly 992, a polled female with cast and tip on the stick. Thanks, Trisha, for watching with us. Trisha Collins of Trisha Collins fames. She's super famous. Awesome with her cattle. Awesome to hang out with. Just plain old fun. Hey, Luis Gomez Guerra, ¿desde dónde nos están viendo? Terry Adams, thanks for watching with us. Adam Madison, thank you for watching with us. Madison Roberts, thanks for watching with us. Okay, so it's battling it out between Jackson and Caston. And Tylee. Which one did he pick first?
Well, this young lady's got a nice one in this summer division. I'm not real sure exactly what you call her color, but I like this heifer's kind quite well. I think she moves good. She's made nice. She has good feet. Her udder looks like it's going to be nice. And then she ties it into a complete package that just looks like a cow that's feminine and just a very nice kind of heifer. The heifers in 2 and 3 are every bit as big. In fact, this heifer in 2 is probably a bit bigger than the heifers on either side of her. She's a good heifer, strong heifer, high performance heifer. To me, she's not as neat and as attractive as the heifer that wins, but a good, useful kind of heifer that I think fits into second quite handily. Heifer very similar to her in third. I think as you look at her and watch her handle that hind leg and to see the way she's made up into her loin, down into her pins and down into her hock is where she gets in trouble with me. But I think she fits there with those 2 heifers above her. I switched these 2. I think the structure of this browner tinged heifer is just a bit better. I think as she matures, we're going to like her better, just like the way she moves better. I like the look of this heifer that completes the class. As you watch her walk, though, and the way she handles her hind leg comparatively to the other heifers, I'd like to just help her there in that area.
Dean Kinsey to run to the show box. DJ's like, we've got some bug spray. Oh my God. Thank you, DJ. All right. So we had Miss TK Remy 11 win that last class. And did you need that text? Okay. And in second, we had Miss TR Tilly. You know, those names sound an awful like, a lot alike. Miss TK Remy 11 and Miss TR Tilly 992. The numbers don't sound alike, but heck. You know where I was going with that. Ashley, thanks for watching. And Justice, thank you for watching. And I think Trish Collins is a rock star. Besides the fact she's just fun to hang out with. And knows her cattle. Just saying. And from what I hear, is really good in Las Vegas. Just thinking. I'm not. I don't do well gambling. I'm that person that loses all the time. Anyway, the Miss TK Remy 11 is a BRC. Hey, dude, out of RWT Miss Caroline Raider 961. And she showed at the San Antonio Livestock Show and Rodeo and actually won some points there. So congratulations, Miss TK Remy 11. Clearly on a great way of being a good show heifer. And look, she just won her class here, and he really liked her. He was not sure about her color, but you know, sometimes the color, you know, color is just all in the eye of the beholder. Don't you think, Justice? I think so. And the Miss T, I'm so sorry. The Miss TR Tilly is a BRC Dutton. Whoa, out of RWT Miss Polled Legend. Whoa, you want to know something? This is really kind of cool. So the first place heifer in that last class is out of an RWT female. And the second place heifer out of that last class, the Tilly female, was also at San Antonio. She placed right behind Remy. And as far as pedigrees go, one is a BRC Dutton. The other is a, but they're both out of RWT females. Is that not like the coolest?
Yes, it is.
It is very cool. Hey, Meg Boudreaux. Girl, we wish you had such a good show at the LJBA. We wish we had been there. Our little hearts were broken. Booms Farm Cattle, thank you for watching with us. We're having a good time here at the TJBA, but we missed all of our family at the LJBA. I'm pouting over here right now. And then we're going to miss you guys for the All-American. Very sad. But I'm going to come give some magazines out. What about you, Ron? Where are you going to be? Home?
Yeah,
That's one of the few days you'll be home.
that's one of the few.
I think your battery's dying.
Hello, hello.
I don't know. We're not hello-helloing. You're blinking.
Hello, hello.
You're blinking. Alrighty, let's talk about what we're looking at in this class. This is a big one. We have Miss T.R. Sophie by 990 with, of course, cast and tip on the stick. Addison Tullis is showing her AP Polled Rome 3/5. We have Baxter Whitworth giving his girl some kisses. That is Miss TNC Buttercup. Then we go to Ainsley Hayes showing her RW Flat Rock Annie 78. Tylee Bowler is showing Miss TK Ellie Mae 10. Dylan Garrett is showing a full sibling to the 110 heifer. This is going to be SGR Miss Alana Manso 210/5. Then we're going to go to the Lady MN Lenny Manso 239 of Callie Kreft. Callie Kreft is right there pulling around in a circle. Then we have Marlee Renk with Miss Cash Friedabel. And then we go to Mackenzie Driver with her DMD Miss Delta Dawn 123/5. Marlee is looking good. And I'm drinking more water, but I think I'm going to go get coffee too. Mr. Iran, can you hold the fort down? He's shaking his head, yes, he's going to be able to do this. He's getting another set of microphones. Ooh, that didn't sound good. It hurt my ears. All right, Mr. Iran. Do you have, yes, you do. Never mind. Hey, Betsy, thanks for watching with us.
Ooh,
That was really loud.
hello.
Hello.
That was loud.
That was.
There.
Oopsie.
That's better. That's better, I think.
I think so too. Whoa. You have a what? Which one? Okay. All righty, I'm going to go fix the camera. He's got a bug. I will be back.
There's actually a lot of very practical heifers in here, but there's probably not one that just says, hey, I automatically win, like we might have had a couple of here in just previous classes. But the heifer that leads off, I think, is my one. I think she's got plenty enough performance and plenty enough growth, and she moves well enough, and she's long, and she's got some strength in her skull, and yet she's feminine in her skull. I think she wins the class, so those things pretty handily. Second, third, fourth gets a little tougher. I prefer the way the young man's heifer walks compared to 3 and 4, and that's why she lands where she does. I think she comes off her hind leg just with a little more security. All of them move all right up through their front. She's a little bit leaner than the heifer that's in 3 as well. So tie those team as a combination. I think that's where she fits in second. The heifer in 3 is deep-bodied and soggy, and like I said, she's probably carrying a little more condition than the other heifers just in front of her or on behind her. And today it may take away from her freshness and crispness that she could look with if she was just a bit leaner, but I don't think she's overdone. She just probably don't need to be any chubbier than she is. The heifer right behind her, the young lady's turning around here, is a good heifer, and when you look at her from the side view and watch her walk, it'd be up into her top and down into her hind legs where I'd change her, but that's a good feminine heifer. The gray heifer with kind of the black legs, I like her type and kind. When you get her in motion off her hind two is where she gets in trouble with this judge. I'd just like to see her move a little more securely. We do that, she moves up a number of notches. Heifer right behind her is loaded with muscle, almost to the extent where she looks just a little coarser in her design than some of the other cattle, but she's strong, she's big boned, just maybe a little ill in the way she's put together, but really strong and stout. 3 remaining heifers are useful. I prefer this young lady's heifer over the other 2 because of her femininity and her neatness. I think, again, when you get her in motion, you'd change just a bit sickle hawk for me. Heifer behind her is a long-bodied kind of a female. The one you get off, she doesn't balance as nice out her hip and off her hind leg. Heifer that completes the class, good doing, got some muscle to her. Again, if I could change her, it'd be out her hip and off her hind leg.
Places for class 142, Bred gray heifers. In first place was Mackenzie Drive from Pittsburgh with D&D Miss Delta Dawn. Second place was Axel Whitworth from Henderson. Third, Dylan Garrett from Robstown. Fourth place was Tylee Bowler from Gonzales. Fifth, Marilee Rank from Relitos. Sixth was Caston Tip with Shiner. Seventh, Addison Tullis, Pasadena. Eighth, Callie Craft from Lance's Pass. And ninth place was Ainsley Hayes with Woodrose. Entering the ring now in class 143, gray heifers at January through February of 2025.
This isn't a class that just comes easy for this judge to put together, but I think as you watch these heifers in motion, then it gets to be a whole lot easier. This young lady's heifer that leads off, she's very feminine, she's extremely long-sided, nice levelness of look when you look at her from the side view profile, but more importantly, I like the way she moves compared to the rest of them in the class from about any angle, and I think that there's certain things to be said about longevity. She looks like she's got it now, unless something happens to her that we can't foresee, but I like her kind and structure and her balance the best in the class. The heifer in 2, muscular, probably thicker than the heifer in first, but as you watch her walk, she gets to shuffling off her hind 2 a bit. She's stout-boned and she's strong in her makeup. She's got some actual rib in her. To me, she just doesn't come off with as much authority and movement as the heifer that's in first. Heifer that gets a little round in her hip and just not quite as neat in her top line is this massive thing that's in third. A lot of body, a lot of performance. Not the prettiest one, but I think she moves well enough that I think she lands in third rather handily. One of the better looking, more muscular, neater, trimmer heifers is this young man's heifer. And when you just come in and look at him on the side profile, she wins. But when you get her in motion, she's just too short-strided for this judge. We change that. If she moves good, she wins the class. Just like to see her move a little better. Heifer behind her, the whiter colored heifer, she moves pretty good up through her front. She gets just a little weak from hooks to pins. Just the way she's made down off her hind leg is where I'd change it. But very functional, got a depth of rib to her. This heifer kind of with a beige mark in her rib is one that you have to kind of look at. She's marked a little differently, so you have to look at her. But that's a good functional heifer that, again, if I were to change her, would be how she moves off her hind 2. And the same holds true for the next pair of heifers. They're good functional cattle. It's a good class of heifers. I like this heifer that's next to the end. She's just not quite as eye appealing as those in front of her, but she's very functional. Same holds true for the heifer that completes the class. Extremely broody. I like that about her. She's maybe not the show heifer some of these are, but I told the young lady when she pulled her in, that's a real broody looking female. I think she's one that we'll appreciate more when she becomes a young mother than we do today. Good, useful cattle are always good, useful cattle. She's just not as pretty as some of them. Good class.
Fifth place was Paul Hayes in fifth, Glenn Rose. Sixth place, Bailey Novak of Hamilton. Seventh place, Lainey Siska of Sealy. And eighth place was Beth Moon in Rocket, Texas. In the ring now is class 144 gray heifers.
What are they?
October 8th.
We're
Barbecue?
yeah.
Okay. All right, all right, all right. Anna Kate Thomas, you know, this is her final year. She's a senior. And I don't think Anna Kate sent us her senior stuff. Anna Kate, just saying. So at the 2025 Kickoff Classic, Anna Kate did not show this heifer, but Savannah did. And ATLCC Little Debbie 236/5 was the calf champion at the Kickoff Classic. And then Cole Tesh, who of course is part of the Tesh family. Whoa. I think my computer on occasion gets like crazy. The CJT Miss 312. is, of course, Cole Tesh from Belleville, Texas. Of Tesh fame, just saying. And have you been thanking our sponsors? Ah, Ron. We need to thank our sponsors. Okay. So we need to thank our sponsors. Who are our sponsors? Do you know? I know. But the question is, do you? And actually, they're not our sponsors. They're going to be our partners because we really do partner up with people. So again, Rio Ranch, could not do it without you guys. Really do greatly appreciate it. Elgin Breeding Service, the breeding service of champions. Finca La Chapaneca, there in Mexico. Dowdette, boy, does he have some beautiful red and gray. And then, of course, our good friend Primo Castillo. He has mostly red here, I think, in the States, but he has gray and red in Mexico. Very, very impressive. Walker Ranch, of course, home of Jefe and Ida Red, who is super special. And then, of course, we have the World Brahmin Congress, where we will be November 10th through the 15th there in Yucatan, Mexico. Hey, Bristol Smith, thanks for watching. And Kinley, thank you for watching. Eugenia, Courtney, Ronnie, Karen, and everybody else who's watching. We really do greatly appreciate it. And of course, the American Cattle World Expo, which we've already decided they should just have a special show for all the juniors. Okay, so right here we have Cole Test showing CJT Miss 311. Then we have Jackson Smith showing his Miss BER 124/1. And then we have Mackenzie showing her DMD Ashley 120/4. You want to know something fun?
Okay.
I
have a photo of the dam of CJT.
Well, this young man showed a lot of cattle today, and this big old stout heifer, I think, wins this class rather handily when you look at just the depth, the side that she has, and the strength that she has, and yet she's got that degree of cow look up through her neck and head. I like that about her. She's maybe not as neat to look at from the side view profile as far as her top line to the heifer in two, but there's just so much more of her. And I think when you put all those components together, I think she wins the class for those reasons. Just to look at them, the way this heifer in second's made, you like her kind and type. She gives up some robustness through the middle part of her body to the heifer that wins, but really neat, really attractive, moves very well. I think she fits in there quite handily. A more muscular heifer in three, I like that about her. You get behind her, there's more width of base. I like that about her. You get her out on the motion, she gets just a little short in her stride off both ends. That's why she lands in three. Heifer behind her, long-sided kind of a female that there's times I look at her and I think, well, maybe I'll move her up a notch. And then when you get her out here on the side view profile for the rest, I think she fits right there where she's at. Just like to change her rump structure, pick her pins up just a bit. We do that. She's a nice heifer. Again, a heifer that completes the class, another very good bred, known kind of female, one that if he mates her right, she's going to make him some cows. She's broody, she's feminine, change the way she moves off her hind leg, and she gets up in the class.
You want to know something cool? Sure. Who's the sire of the second place in that class?
No idea.
No idea? DMD Miss Ashley 120/4. She was our 2025 State Fair of Louisiana Open Show Junior Yearling Champion. She is sired by none other than Pompeo.
Oh, that's
who
that's
owns
good.
Pompeo?
Rio Ranch.
There you go. That one you knew. And actually, Mackenzie did not show her. Oh, wait, I lied. I got the wrong driver. Which one was second? Was it Elvira? Yeah. I was thinking it was her brother. Her brother was in that class too. I got your text ready for you, my friend.
Thank you.
I got all excited. I did. But The other one that her brother was showing, that Mackenzie's brother was showing, is a Pompeia, which I think is very cool.
That's always cool.
Always cool. So, anywho, all right, we're going into the championship drive. We have, do you have all the class winners, right?
Yes.
We have Miss TK Remy 11, Tyler Bowler. And then in our second class, we have the AT. Wait. I'm so sorry. Class 141, we have 4 classes. Class 141 is Miss TK Remy 11. She's already won before at San Antonio. Then we're going to have Mackenzie Driver with her DMD Miss Delta Dawn 123/5. Then we're going to go and follow up with Anna Kate with her AT LCC L Little Debbie 236/5. And then we go to the Miss BER 124/1. We're going to have to see which direction this judge goes, but he's got some great cattle here. Now, the Bullseye Ranch, those are our good friends over at Bullseye Ranch. That female is going to be I think it's a 670, if I remember correctly.
Well, a lot of really good functional heifers in this bred and owned division. Folks, I haven't asked you to do this enough, but put your hands together and thank all these young folks. I should have said it a few more times today. I really think as they come in here, I really like our class winners, and I think our division champions are going to come out of the class winners. And that's not to take a thing away from the heifers in second. They're good, useful cattle, but I really like the ones that we have at the top of the class. The heifer that won the first class, the young lady turning out there, I know her color isn't the same as some of the rest of these, but I really like her kind. I just think she's very broody, very feminine. Everything kind of fits. She moves good. I like her authority off her back end when you get behind her. Just a very, very nice kind of a female. Bigger framed heifer perhaps in second, maybe not quite as attractive, but very, very useful in her kind. The heifer that wins class 2. I think she, as her counterpart behind her there, made a nice pair of cattle. Thought there was just a little more performance in her and pretty functional in her kind. Heifers that win class 3, first and second, good cattle. Obviously, she's not standing there at her best advantage right now, but that's a good kind of heifer that has a look, and I think as well the second place heifer's much like her. Our last class winner, big, powerful, deep rib kind of female that moves pretty well, and that was a good class, and I thought she won it quite handily. The one, though, that sticks out to me the most is just being so nice and really looks like a show heifer, but still pretty functional. It's this young lady with the purple bow in her tail. Let's give her a round of applause.
All right, we have a little excitement there. Absolutely. So congratulations goes out to Miss TK Remy 11, Tylee Bowler. Congratulations. That is a BRC sired heifer. Moving in for reserve consideration is going to be Caston with his Miss TR Tilly 992. Judge is walking over there to the Bullseye Ranch, kind of looking at that one. And I do have to say that she has won and won and won. Very rarely has she been beat. She was champion at the Bluebonnet Kickoff Classic, reserve champion at the LBA Sugar Classic. But this might not be her day today. She was reserve champion at the State Fair of Texas, reserve champion at the National Show, and then she was champion at San Antonio and champion at Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Again, she is a Miss BER Zoe daughter and and sired by the Mr. V8 670/6, which is a big performance bull there at Bullseye Ranch.
For reserve, it gets even tougher. I thought we had a champion pretty handily, and then for reserve, it gets to me, it's between the 2 heifer and the 4 heifer of the ones we have out here. 2 heifers a little neater to look at, a little prettier. The young man's heifer that wins class 4 is pretty massive and stout. So I'm going to look through them one more time, and I'll shake the hands of one of those two, and I haven't quite decided which one that is yet.
So which one did he say he was going to think about? He's like
Between the lady in pink and
between
Paxton.
Mackenzie and Jackson.
Jackson, sorry.
Battling it out. Battling it out. Not sure which direction to go.
Jackson.
Jackson. Jackson for the win. Congratulations, Jackson. Reserve division there. Another one racking it up. That female already has over 70 points to her name. So congratulations to Jackson Smith of Bullseye Ranch with his Miss BER 124 over 1. She is a Mr. V8 670 over 6 daughter, and out of the super famous Miss BER Zoe, who has won so many things. Zoe, of course, is a Trump daughter, and out of the very famous Miss BER 308. So again, congratulations. Would you like that championship text there? All right, all right. We have our junior champions. We're now moving into our senior champions and then grand champion. I'm sorry, our senior division. I got all excited. Our senior division has has a single entry. Addison Tullis is going to be a single entry. But we have Melissa Coronado. Hey, thanks for watching with us. Wondering if you're watching FL Lovely Lady Geraldine 28 or FL Miss Bambi Manso 27. I'm just thinking, could be one of those. You never know. And thank you for watching with us. Elise and Ronnie and Eugenia and Courtney and Karen and Stacy and Nicholas and Reagan and Jamie Lynn and John and John Dennison. Thanks for watching with us. We sure enjoyed when you guys were there at the Heritage Show, and your young girls are just really rock stars. So we are excited that y'all are going to be at the All-American. We are not, unfortunately. But we're going to come visit with you guys. One day we're going to come bring some magazines and visit with you guys. So we will be at the All-American, but only just to watch as spectators. But thanks for supporting us and coming and watching our TJBA show. We are excited about our sponsors and our partners that bring us to these shows. We just want to say thank you, and make sure you thank them, because without them we could not afford to. Ron, do you have to keep eating?
Yes, that's one of the pleasures of life.
So if Ron wants to eat, so I have to pay him. Bo Harris, how are you? So if Ron didn't eat, Courtney and Ashley, and no one else on my team needed money to pay bills or eat, we could do it for free. Ron gave me the little head nod, the little, yeah, right, whatever. Yeah, way
It is
to go,
doable,
Jackson.
but I'm not sure how much that would hold.
Jennifer, I was trying to talk my team into no longer needing me to pay them, and then therefore we would not need to, we could go anywhere and just do stuff. Okay. So, and Jennifer Collins Parker, who for years was here, taking backdrop photos, and we loved it when she was here. She did such a good job. Neat.
Really a good class in this age of heifers, and this long-bodied female is going to win. I think when you tie the length that she has and the soundness that she has, and I think that's the biggest thing I've seen about her when you get her out here and watch her walk. And she's got just a degree of femininity in that head that just looks like a brood cow. I think she wins this class for those reasons very handily. Heifer in 2 is a bit more muscular, probably got a little more expression and muscle. I like that about her. To me, she's not quite as complete, not quite as sound in her movement. By no means does she have a problem. I just don't believe she's quite as sound as a heifer that wins. Heifer in 3 is you can have some trade-off there. Phenotypically, she's nice to look at, maybe just a little straight in her lines. Just the way she holds her tail, I just like to see her be a little more relaxed. And maybe that's the cedar in her causing that. But a good kind of heifer that's got some look to her, and I think she fits in there quite handily. This young lady's heifer that moves out next is one that you just kind of got to grow on you. She's a little bit homely to look at from the side. A lot of heifer here, a lot of length to side, a lot of performance. I'd like to change the way she's made in her hip structure and her pin structure. We do that. She moves up a few notches. There's a lot of heifer there. Heifer right behind her, the young man in the plaid shirt, real refined kind of a female, a little finer boned, but by no means is she sure a good heifer. She's got some things about her that'll make her nice. Breed her to a little stronger bull after she's had that first calf, and I think you'll like her quite well. 2 heifers that complete the class are useful. The beige colored heifer is probably just a little more heifer, a little more body, a little more performance, not made as nice as the heifer that completes the class, so there's some trade-offs between the 2.
And so, you know, I might have heard a story. It might not be right, but I did hear that maybe John Dennison is the junior advisor for the LJBA. I don't know. But if you are, congratulations. And as far as Jana Wall, Jamie, I'm just going to say, she's not just working that gate. She's doing a great job working the gate. And I heard she just passed her AI test, where she can now as an AI technician for cattle. I think she went to the Bovine Elite School, if I am correct. So giving Jana Wall a huge shout out for doing a spectacular job working the gate, and then also for being such a cool person and having learned how to be an official AI person.
Could you repeat that? An official what?
AI person, artificial insemination. She went to the Bovine Elite Artificial Insemination School,
Oh,
and she
okay.
got a certificate. She can now go artificially inseminate cows.
Without the context, it sounds like she made official intelligence, artificial intelligence.
I forgot about that. AI. IA. Yeah. What is it in Spanish?
EA.
Yeah, I thought so. We're IVF, you're FPI.
Yes.
Yep, there you go. So, again, we are here and having a good time. Wishing we could be there at the All American for you guys in the ring and taking photos because we love what we do. Though, if we were coming back here for the All American, there is not a chance I would forget my bug spray. Ooh, look, Ryan Mac Simpson. There he is. Mac in the ring, leading somebody's heifer. This is his last state show as a junior. Mackenzie's too, I think, yeah. We have a lot of young people that are aging out, so to speak. So, we are...
Now I feel
yes.
old.
Now you feel old? You feel old. What about me?
We can feel all together.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm way old.
You say it, not me.
I'm way old and I'm covered in bug bites right now, so yuck. Alrighty, guys, we had IB Miss Darcy won the last class. Hey, did you need that text
Yes,
for
please.
class 147? Sorry, I got all excited. It's ready to go. IB Miss Darcy 385. That is Itty Bitty Bailey that was leading that beautiful female. And then the FL Lovely Lady Geraldine 28. That is a great name. You got to admit, you know. And
Geraldine?
IB Miss what, the lovely lady? IB Miss Darcy 385. She was our Sugar Classic Junior Show Grand Champion in 2025. Our 2025 Grand and Senior Yearling Champion in the Bred and Owned Show at the Nationals. East Texas State Fair Senior Yearling. She also was the National Junior Show. Also, you know
Now,
what?
I know
Let's
that it's
listen.
not the norm to calve these Brahman heifers this young, and so I realize that it's not a negative to the others because it's more of an anomaly that she's done this, but it's nice to see a young 2-year-old with a pretty darn nice udder have a nice heifer calf, and obviously she's more moderate than some of the others in here, but a lot of the guesswork's done. She's good enough uddered, she's got a good enough calf. I think they fit together very well, and I think in this particular class it makes quite a bit of sense. The heifer in two's a lot like the heifer that wins, just a little more to her perhaps, a little more power, and the udder looks like it's going to be good. We don't have the coupon on her side, but those are two that fit together very, very well, two nice kind of cattle. Heifer right behind him is a heifer that I feel is just a bit smoother than the two right behind her. Again, I'd change her, be in her structure of her hip and her hind leg, but that's a good heifer. I like some things about her quite well. Heifer right behind her, the young lady in the blue shirt, that's a long-bodied, deep-sided kind of a gal that's not as pretty perhaps as some of them, but she's pretty stout, pretty useful in her kind. Heifer that completes the class, just a nice heifer. A good bred known type of heifer that's just maybe not made as nice to look at from her side. Young lady's got a functional enough one, though. If she mates her properly, it'll make her a good cow.
That was Miss Cachet Eleanor, 18. Marilee Rank. And second was R.W. Flat Rock Ella, 61. Ainsley Hayes. We have a single entry, and then we are going to go into that championship drive. Okay, I have class 148 for you, Mr. Iran. Then we go to class 149. Addison Tullis is going to win that class. We're in class 149. Need to get those photos, my girls. There we go, class 149. Let's get you that text also.
Well, this young lady is the last class and the last heifer to show in the last class, but she's going to be first in the last class. But I think she's pretty functional. I like her head. I think she's feminine. I could change her a little bit from her hooks to her pins and just the way she comes off that hind leg. Foot's good enough. Maybe spread her udder out, spread out her teat placement just a bit, but a pretty nice kind of a female.
All right. We are winding down our day. We're winding down our day. We're moving into the Grand Champion Drive of the Senior Division. Champion Drive of the Senior Division here, guys. Hey, Reggie Rodriguez, we've had a great time and a lot of fun today. We are super pumped to be here in the TJBA show. I believe we've already been invited back for next year. So let's run down our schedule, Mr. Iran. Do you want to tell everybody where we're going? Do you know where we're going?
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay.
Um,
Where do we go next week?
well, on Sunday we're going to a photo shoot.
Yes, you are going to a photo shoot. I'll be out of town at a photo shoot. And then I fly back in on Monday, and I get in around 3.
And on
then
Tuesday
we leave.
we're going to Honduras.
Tuesday we go to Honduras. We've got photo shoot Wednesday in Honduras, and then show for the national show on Thursday in Honduras.
Then we come back home.
Yeah, and you get to stay home for a little while
You come with to the All American.
with Samantha just to hand out magazines and give a few kids a hug.
Then we go to Guatemala.
Oh, wait. Brahmin Foundation.
Oh, the sale.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
We're doing the Brahmin Foundation. We have donated our platform to the Brahmin Foundation for them to have their gala live online sale. So that will be a Brahmin Journal all the way. Then we go
Guatemala.
Guatemala, then Costa Rica, Liberia.
We're going.
Well, so far, they're working on it. If we can still get tickets, that's the problem.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then we go to, here's where it gets fun, guys.
We come back here for the Blue Bonnet Kickoff Classic.
for a week. Then we're one day,
Immediately go to Acapulco.
One day. We're there
Imme-
for an entire week, guys.
Immediately
Working.
go to Tuxpan.
Yes. Yes.
Then we
and
go
we need
back
to
home.
stay hydrated. Whatever we do, we need to stay hydrated. Okay.
We come back home.
I go to Troy, Alabama,
You go to Troy, Alabama.
because I'm the one that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, I need 2 days off. By
Yeah, I
the
know.
way.
And then we go to Villahermosa.
For the muestra.
And then we go
Immediately from
straight
there
from Villahermosa
to Fort
Worth for the American Cattle World Expo. And part of the team goes to the Sugar Classic.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, and Samantha has to cover the Washington County Fair without us. She doesn't know that yet. Sorry.
And when is that?
That's when we're in Villahermosa. Okay, guys, let's talk about what we have in this class. We have the IB Miss Darcy 385, who she not only is famous, but her mother was famous. We have photos of her mother when her mother showed here at the All-American and everything else. So I think that that is like such a cool thing. Then we also have in our second class, we have the Miss Cachet Eleanor 18, super special female. Look at her with that calf at side. Very, very impressive. And then we go to class, the last class, that is AP Heartbreaker. 1/4. Addison Tullis on the stick. Now, I really think, I love, because we talked about her last year too, because she's just won so much. The IB Miss Darcy 385. I mean, she's won, her mother's won. It's really been a family tradition in that bred and owned. So, very cool. Now, the Miss Cachet Eleanor is a Butler polled corn pop 335 over 335. That's a polled bull, and I'm going to bet it's going to be Butler Farms. Oh, yeah. But now that bull is owned by Marley Rank. And then out of Miss Cachet, Clarabelle. And she showed at the Rio Grande Valley and placed at that show. Then the AP Heartbreaker. Now, of
I've
course,
got about
let's
3
listen.
ways I can go here in this division, and I think you could make a case for any of those 3 ways. The heifer that wins the first class, probably phenotypically out here looking at him, yeah, she's the long-bodied, good-moving one that goes to ground pretty well, and obviously she's within calf, but it's going to be a while. But she's a legitimate chance to win, or she's a legitimate chance to be reserve, or she's a legitimate chance to be left out of it. But I think she's very, very useful. The heifer that was second to her, a little rounder in her kind, but very muscular. Young man's got a pretty good one there. Then we have the more moderate young 2-year-old with a nice udder and a pretty useful kind of a heifer calf that, again, you could let her win. You could let her be reserve, and I think you could be pretty legitimate. I don't think either the calf or the cow is just a big standout, but there's things about her that are very, very functional that no matter what kind of cattle you're raising, you have to like the fact that she's bred early, she's done it with a nice udder, and she's got a good calf, and she's feeding it well. Pretty major components in this business, so I like that about her. And I can make a case for the heifer that was second to her to be reserve if I use this one. As I get out and look at her, she's also coming along with calf and won't be long before she's there, which is good. I'd like to change her hind foot a bit, and that's why I had her move up just a bit. That's where I'd change her, but good middle-of-the-road kind of cattle. The heifer that won the last class, a little plainer in her kind, probably didn't have competition like these did, but a good, useful kind of a female. So I'm going to look here and think a little bit, pick your champion in reserve. It's a good way to end today with this kind of quality. Let's give them all a round of applause.
All righty, and the crowd goes wild. Yes, absolutely. And the judge is going to go 1 and 2. All right. We are going to the IB, Miss Darcy, and then following up with the Miss Cachet, Eleanor, 18, who is a Butler polled corn pop daughter out of Miss Cachet Clarabelle 4. So congratulations. She is going to be our reserve senior champion. Coming back in for the championship drive. Are you ready for some text, Mr. Iran? I have some text for you for the calf champion. We've had a great time, guys. We really do appreciate everyone watching. We will be back tomorrow for a very, very large own show. So be prepared. What time does the own show open? 8? Yeah. Okay. And we're waiting for that senior, and it's getting here. And then we will have that text come across. We are waiting for the overall champion. Coming in the arena, we have Miss TNC, Neon Moon, and Mr. Iran. I have copied it for the last time today. And that is Baxter Whitworth. TNC, Miss TNC, Neon Moon. That, of course, is Baxter Whitworth. He is showing his bred and owned heifer here. And the Miss TNC Neon Moon, that is going to be a Mr. KB Murdoch. And out of the Triple E, Miss Maria, 120 female. That, of course, is going to be a very special female of Aubrey Ellis's. That is red. This heifer is gray. Coming in second in our second class, in our second division, we're going to go to the Miss TK Remy 11. That again is that female that I was really impressed because the
well, first of all, it's been
a
very enjoyable afternoon. I hope I haven't made you stay too late because it's been fun for this old cowboy to look at all these young people's bred and owned heifers. You know, we've seen some pretty darn good, useful bred and owned heifers today, and that's kind of what it's all about, is to get a female and start a herd and have bred and owns and then have them good enough to bring them to the show and show people. That's hats off to all you kids. I enjoy working with young people in shows. It's my way of paying back for what we've had to owe this industry. If there's something I can give back, it's a little bit of my wisdom, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I've seen some awfully good cattle. Most of the time we talked about the first place heifers in the division, but in this champion drive, I think our seconds are every bit as good, so you can make a case for doing about anything you wanted. Our heifer calves, calf champion and reserve are really good cattle. I like them both quite a lot. I think they have some look, I think they have some body, I think they have some muscle, move good, have some strength in the way they're made, like them a lot. our yearling heifers, a really neat, attractive heifer, the darker colored beige heifer. I like her, the way she moves, and I like her femininity a lot. The big, stout, massive heifer the young man has that was reserved. Our senior older cow that won the last one, very useful in her kind, very feminine, just really useful in her kind, and a very productive young 2-year-old with a calf on her too that also makes a case for being in the hunt. Let's give them a big round of applause. I've enjoyed working with them, and I'll pick your champion in reserve, and I've really enjoyed this afternoon.
Just walking towards. He is going there in the middle. Absolutely. Congratulations. I think we have a winner. And we have Jackson Smith walking in for reserve consideration. And it looks like it's going to be Baxter or Jackson. It is Baxter. Baxter, congratulations. All righty, guys. So congratulations to everyone. We've had a great time today. We will be back tomorrow. And wrapping it up, thanks for watching. Make sure you thank our sponsors, guys, because without them and our partners in crime, we could not do this. So thank you very much.
Este sueño comenzó desde hace mucho tiempo, desde niño, de ser ganadero. Ya como ganaría las Huastecas, se comenzó en el 2006.
En el caso nuestro, pues sí, nuestros papás tenían a lo mejor 1, 2, 3 vacas, ¿no? Pero no era realmente la actividad a la que ellos se dedicaban. Mi esposo desde muy pequeño se le empezó a gustar el ganado y era su sueño que cuando fuera adulto él iba a tener un rancho.